Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Nikita, basically for starting the recording over here. So we will basically begin our session right now. Okay. So, guys, when we are basically talking about field glass, majority of you will be basically thinking where field glass is coming, why field glass is coming, or what's the implication of field glass over there. Now, before we go into that thing, let us try to understand its significance in today's world over there. Excuse me, because the world over here has changed considerably. Okay, from when? From 2020 March, when this lockdown started, and what happened over there? Everything has changed over there. The way employees were basically handled over there, how they were handled over there, those things has also been changed. So previously, pre-COVID times, what used to happen? 70% of the employees, when they used to work over there, they were basically working as what? They were working as direct employees, permanent employees over there. Okay, very good. But now the situation has changed over there. Why? Because this is a requirement driven economy right now. So what is happening is like majority of the organization, when they're hiring, they are keeping one thing in their mind. Okay, I'm having this project. I need some specific niche skills over there. Very good. But I cannot afford to keep these skills as a permanent employee. Why? Because today I'm getting a project. I don't know what will happen after that. Or maybe I'm getting two projects right now. But what will happen after that? Nobody knows. So what is happening? Majority of the what you can say uh, organizations over there, what they are trying to do, they are basically making sure that they are hiring contract employees. Okay, so it's a contract driven thing. So that means what will happen is like if the work is good, till that time they will give those guys. Once the work is completed, okay, it's up to them to decide whether they are going to make them as permanent employee or they are just going to uh, offboard them. Okay, now all of you will come to me and say, Manoj, this is HR related stuff. This is one of the major common misconception. Wrong. Yes, 15 years ago, if you would have asked me this question, I would have given the answer yes. This was HR driven, process over there. But right now, it's not HR driven process. Okay, so how this particular contractor hiring is coming into the procurement over there, or where it is hitting? That is basically what you should know. So first and foremost thing is the requirement is getting generated from where? In case of permanent employees, what is happening? It is generating from the project team members. It is going to the HR. HR is also adding some extra skills over there. Then HR is basically asking the project team to basically take the interview. Then they will take it forward, and then they will onboard the permanent employee. Okay. But right now, if you look at a contractor, it is not like that. What will happen over there? Contractor hiring for that particular case, what will happen? The project team who is basically working over there, that means who are handling the project structure over there. So those guys will do what? Those guys will say, this is my requirement. And then they will basically ask not the HR team over there. HR team will not ask all this particular thing. Okay, so who will basically handle this thing? So it will be handled by a consultancy company. You will see there are a lot of organizations over there who generally hire contractors, third party contractors. So here the PMO team, project management office team, is directly interfacing with the what? Staffing consultancy. HR is not coming in between. So staffing consultancy in Fieldglass is also known as supplier. So please don't think the Ariba supplier and the Fieldglass suppliers they are same. No, in Fieldglass supply it's a staffing consultancy organization company over there. Okay, so once this particular requirement is sent over there, what will happen? So there, consultancy organization will basically try to find out candidates for those requirement, which the PMO team will basically do the interviewing. Then they will basically onboard them. Then they will complete the work, and depending upon their need, they're going to award them. So that is where the procurement is coming into the picture. Okay, that is where the procurement is coming into the picture. Why? Because here HR is not present. The project management team is thinking of the contractor like a service based what item, and they are ordering it to whom? To the supplier. What the supplier in this scenario? Not contract, sorry, staffing consultancy. Okay, so this is basically the supplier. Now you can all get a feeling what is happening over here. So it's basically a advanced kind of procurement. That is what, as a functional consultant, as a business analyst, you should know that Fieldglass is never related with HR, because majority of the functional consultant don't know how this process is happening over there. Now, all of you will say, next question. Since Manoj, you said contractor is basically like a procurement, like a service procurement, why I cannot do that thing in Ariba? Why Fieldglass is present over there? We can do this thing in Ariba only. Good question. Then you should basically think about this point over there. Why SAP bought Fieldglass? If service procurement was possible in Ariba, why they bought Fieldglass? Because Ariba was bought by SAP in September 2012. Fieldglass was actually bought by SAP in December 2015. Almost more than 3 years after they bought Ariba, they have bought the Fieldglass. Very good question. The issue is like the behavior, the process over here is not same. That is why I said advanced service procurement, not service procurement. So here what will happen is like you will see the supplier will come over here. Okay. And for the supplier, what we will do, we'll basically share all this information. Once we share all this information, what will happen? Remember, supplier over here will find out the prospective candidates. Now, these candidates need to be interviewed. Okay, by whom? By the PMO team. So that observation must be noted. Second thing, they need to be onboarded. After onboarding, what will happen? Of course, the work will happen over there. The work will come over here, Manoj. The organization will give the work to the contractor. Contractor will finish the work. Okay, very good. How they will get paid? Monthly. How? So the contractor has to basically do what? Fill up the timesheet. Okay. Now, once the contractor fills the timesheet, buyer will basically approve it, then supplier will get it. Based on this timesheet, the invoice should be created. So that means here, instead of service entry sheet, ACS, what is happening? Timesheets are coming into the picture. And based on that only, invoice is getting created. Okay. Then basically IR and payment will happen. And this will happen every month over there. Now, all of you is thinking a very simple thing. Arey, Manoj, ye simple hai. Why you are going into too much depth over there? Because I am not going into the depth. SAP went into the depth because they understood. Like when you're buying a service, what are you doing? You are paying for that service. But here, since the contractor is coming into the picture, the contractor should have different understanding. And what is that understanding over here? That's a good question, right? Which all of you should keep it in your mind. So here, basically the rate, hourly rate or the daily rate for that particular contractor needs to be paid. So that calculation must be done, plus a markup fee for the consultancy company over there. Now all of you will say, Manoj, why they will charge the money? Because the thing is like they are searching for the candidate and then they are sharing the risk. What is the risk? So tomorrow a particular candidate leaves the organization, contractor leaves. What will happen? They have to find another contractor. So that is why for sharing this risk, they will be also be paid. So this need to be calculated. Exactly. And for every requirement, see if you want to hire a consultant, this will be very easy. So rates will be less, markup fees will be also be less. But if they want to hire a Ariba consultant, it will be significantly higher. But if they want to hire a fieldglass consultant who will do fieldglass implementation, it's not only going to be significantly higher, it is going to be very high. Why? Because finding a fieldglass consultant in the market is a very tough thing. Why? Because the demand is there in the market over there. But if you look at the projects, the other things, it will not be enough. That is why it is going to be a tough thing, which all of you have to keep it in your mind. Okay? So that is why we have understood over here that actually SAP Fieldglass represent what? It represent advanced service procurement. Majorly. Okay, so this is the understanding. Exactly. So if you don't understand this thing, what will happen? Then you will basically think of yourself, what is happening? Manoj, we don't need to basically understand this particular point at all. Correct? So keep this thing in your mind. Now, once we have done this thing, what next? what is the next stuff which we should basically put our focus in over here? So the next stuff which we will basically be able to focus in over here is what are the main processes? There are actually two main processes. Service procurement. Service procurement and staffing procurement within Fieldglass. So all of you are thinking, what is this service procurement? Service procurement, we understood, Manoj, you have decided this thing. What is the staffing procurement? Now, if you look at the contractor, there are two different types of contractor. Third party contractor. What does third party contractor means? So third party contractor basically means over here, guys, that these contractors who are coming to work over here, okay, what they are doing? They are basically focusing on what? They are basically focusing on the contractor who is not employee of the organization. For example, Accenture. Okay. So let's say you are a contractor in Accenture. So Accenture will basically classify you. What kind of contractor? Third party contractor. Third party contractor means what? You're basically an employee of Magna Infotech and you have been deployed to Accenture for completing their work. So you are a third party consultant or third party contractor. Very good. Very simple, Manoj. Okay. What are the other things which we need to know? There are certain basic things which we should basically understand over here. Excuse me, and which we should basically know over here. And what are those things? So first and foremost thing which you need to complete or know over here is what? Staffing procurement. So this staffing procurement which you need to basically understand, what does it means? So in here, as we have taken the example of Accenture, yes, you do have a what? Contractor, but you are in the payroll of Accenture, not as a permanent employee, but as a contract employee. Exactly. So you will be just be called as a normal contractor, not a third party contractor. So that's the difference between service procurement and staffing procurement. So that means what? Service procurement means what? Operational control is with supplier. Okay. So mainly contractor will listen to supplier over there. Here, staffing procurement, contract operation is with what? Buyer, or you can say buying organization. Plain and simple. See, if you basically go to Fieldglass over there, study their standard books, they will write pages after pages on service procurement and staffing procurement. But you won't be able to tell with confidence ki what's the difference, where the difference is coming, how the difference is coming over there. Okay, so that you have to basically consider. Very good. Now, for service procurement, we will use basically SOW. And for staffing procurement, we will basically use what? CWM. Are Manoj, what is the meaning of this thing? So SOW stands for statement of work. CWM. Okay? This is a real technical terms. So whenever you are saying SOW, understand service procurement. So here contractor will work under the operational control of supplier. Wherever you see CWM, contingent workforce management, understand this is a staffing procurement. So here contractor's operational control is with the buyer or the buying organization. Okay, very good. Now let us understand some of the other stuff. What is the next thing? What is the next thing? So the next thing basically which you need to understand over here is the process. Now, there are two types of process: local process, integrated process. I think all of you will basically understand this particular thing: local process or integrated process. Now, what should be your basically understanding that are you going to implement the local process or are you going to implement this integrated process? Because that is where your whole process will basically change over here. Okay, so what does it actually means, Manoj? Because if you are saying that you are going to do the local process, everything is happening in fill glass. So let me just tell you one thing: you are not fully using the feature of what SAP over here. But one more question which I think all of you should basically put it in your mind. And what is that particular question? That particular question is, Acha Manoj, so if we are going to basically implement fill glass, what is the legacy system over here? ठीक है कि नहीं? Like what is the legacy system? So when we basically talk about S4 HANA, the legacy system is what? ECC. ठीक है कि नहीं? It's basically ECC. Similarly, when we talk about Ariba, what is the legacy system? Either SRM, MM actually is not a legacy system. You can say mainly SRM. ठीक है? Now, what is the legacy system for fill glass? Now you will understand some certainly what basic things. First and foremost thing, there is no legacy system for fill glass. That's a funny thing. You will see majority of the client who is basically talking about contractor, hiring them, paying them the money, keeping track of their work, how they're doing, you will be simply be amazed. They are doing it with the help of mid-level organizations. They are doing it with the help of Excel file. Are Manoj, it is a wastage of time. Some small wrong, it will cause huge issue. Yes, that is what happens over there. Okay. Any other alternative, Manoj? If you go to big organization, you will see they are having a custom application. It might be based on Java, it might be based on .NET. But we all know that when we basically prepare a custom application with a Java developer, what will happen is like we cannot integrate it with SAP majority of the time. If it is, see, I'm not talking about a third-party applications over here or third-party things. Okay, like ServiceNow and all those things. Those are third-party system which is supported by what? SAP over here. But here, if we are talking about a third-party application which has been custom application which has been developed by a Java developer, it will not be supported by SAP. So what will happen once again? Yes, you might do the contractor related process, simple processes. Complex we cannot do. Simple processes we can do over there, but it cannot be integrated with SAP ERP. But there is a huge amount of money which is paid to the contractor. So this amount must be what? Updated in the account book. Otherwise, at the end of the financial year, the account book cannot be closed. And this is a legal issue. And coupled with this thing, you look at the market, 75 to 80% of the hiring is basically happening at a contract level. So previously it was 25-30%. Now this is 70-75%. Can you imagine the volume of data? How are you going to tackle it? So there is no way out other than implementing Fieldglass. If you look at this year, software sales revenue from SAP side, you will see Fieldglass is at number one. Fieldglass is at number one. Why? Because majority of the customers are understanding that they are having issue, and since out of every 10 guy they have to hire 7 guys as contractors, it's a huge load. So they have to implement Fieldglass. So even with all this particular thing, if you look at the Fieldglass things, it's very good right now from this 2021 year. Yeah. Now we do understand that yes, we can theoretically do the local process in Fieldglass, but it will be of no help to us. कोई help नहीं होगा उससे. So what we will do? We will do integrated process. Now here also, majority of you guys are thinking, अरे integrated process कैसे करेंगे? How we will do the integrated process? That is also a question. So integrated process generally will happen with Ariba plus ERP. It's not like ERP or Ariba. It is ERP and Ariba. Why? Because you will see there are certain details in the process which is coming into this factor over here, and in this factor, what is happening? That not only the data needs to be moved into Ariba, but from there the data needs to be moved into ERP. For example, if you are doing the invoicing, that means you have to do the payment. So once you're doing the payment, don't you think that data must be moved to where? That data must be moved to FI side from ERP. Exactly. So that is where the integrated processing coming into the picture. Now, in a simple way, all of you can ask me, Manoj, in a simple way, can you make us understand this integrated process? Of course. So let us try to understand this statement of work process. So what will happen? There's a requirement of what? Contractor. I need one Ariba consultant and another Fieldless consultant for my project. So what will happen? SOW creation will happen. Where it will happen? It will happen in FG. Okay. After SOW creation, then what will happen? Approval will be, data need to be filled. Then basically it needs to be submitted. It needs to be approved. Once it is approved, what will happen? It will be sent to the supplier. Okay. So Manoj, so are you saying this SOW, once it is approved from FG side, it will go to the supplier in where? Into the FG network, Fieldglass network? Exactly. So Fieldglass network is basically for whom? Normal FG. This will be logged in by the whom? Buyer. FG network, supplier will be logged in by whom? Supplier. Worker. It will be logged in by whom? Contractor. Okay. Now this will be sent to the supplier. Supplier will see the SOW. Then what they will do? They will basically accept the SOW and SOW response creation, response submission. कहाँ पे? Once again in FG network supplier. ठीक है. Once this happen, what will happen? Yeah, we will come to that point. We will come to that point over there. Yeah, it's a good question. We'll come to that, Sridhar. Now, what will happen? This will create a PO where in Ariba buyer. In Ariba buyer. Actually, not PO directly. Okay, it will create a PR. From there, it will create a PO. Against what? Against this SOW response once it has been what? Activated. Now, once this PO is created in Ariba buyer, what will happen? Supplier will see this thing. Then basically, supplier within the SOW response, they have included the worker. Now, what will happen? Interview the candidates. Okay. Then select the contractor. by hiring them. Okay. Once the selection of contractor plus hiring happens over there, what will happen? Where it is happening? Of course, in FG from the buyer side. Okay. This will never be what? Sent to Ariba. Okay. Now what will happen? Supplier will basically say that boss, we have provided a contractor. Now contractor will get onboarded. So contractor will get onboarded means what? What or where? We are basically going to understand over here. So we need to understand a few more points. And what are those few more points over there? That is, Manoj, this worker will create timesheet every month, correct? Where? In the worker side, FG network worker side. Submit, create and submit timesheet. Okay. Now, once this has been done, so what will happen? Approved timesheet by whom? By the buyer. FG. What next? Once you approve the timesheet, what next? There are a lot of other things which we need to consider. The first and foremost thing is where? In FG. From there, this invoice will be sent where? Ariba buyer. Okay. Now, what will happen? IR, invoice reconciliation. But before you do that thing, remember here in the Ariba buyer side, an ACS must be created over here. Okay. Now, after that, where the IR will happen? The funny thing is, IR will happen in ERP directly. Excuse me. Why? Because IR we cannot do it in Fieldglass. You can do it either in ERP or in Ariba. But we understood during our Ariba sessions that IR always need to be done in ERP. Why? Because we can configure it according to our needs. Very good. So before you do that, now once IR is done in ERP, what will happen? Only the status will show us what? Reconciled in where? In Ariba buyer. It will not show anything on the fill glass. Now, after that, once again, the payment will happen. Now, where the payment will happen? I think we all know in ERP. Why? Because not only the payment, but the FI posting should also happen over here. So the payment will happen in ERP along with FI posting. From there, the payment status update, where it will happen? In Ariba buyer. Then what will happen? Same thing will happen in Fieldglass. Okay. Now there is another thing. Okay, so this is an optional thing. Now, why I have written PO Ariba network? So that means if the supplier has a Ariba network account over there, okay, this PO will be automatically be replicated to the supplier in Ariba network. Why? Because that is a standard feature of Ariba buyer. You don't have to do separate configuration against it. Okay. Similarly, Manoj, what is the meaning of this invoice over here? So this invoice basically is also going to be replicated to Ariba network as a read-only document, of course, but through Ariba buyer automatically. You don't have to do any configuration for that. Okay, exactly. So now you understood that when I said to all of you guys that integration process will involve both Ariba as well as ERP. Now, if the supplier is having Ariba network account, it will be sent to them PO invoice. But remember, in this case, supplier from the Ariba network side cannot create any transactional document like PO confirmation, like ACS, like supplier invoices. It won't be created. Why? Because remember, all this data is created in FG side. From there, it is replicated to Ariba side over there. So it's not a local transactional documents. It's an external transactional document, which you need to basically keep it in your mind. Okay. So this is basically the process which I've been talking about, guys. Now, I am very much inclined to show the contingent workforce management, but the first and foremost thing in today's session, basically, we want to keep it simple. We don't want to basically make this session too much complex, because if we make this session too much complex, what will happen is like all of you will lose your interest. Yeah, by showing this integration process, now you understand that there are so many layers of configuration. It's much more tougher than Ariba and ERP connection, integration over there. Correct? Exactly. Why? Because here three application is coming into the picture, and we are integrating three application. Exactly. So this is basically just a test to every one of you guys, saying that okay, we are doing this kind of thing in Fieldglass. We are going to understand all this particular stuff. But remember, some of you will ask me, Manoj, what you will show us? Then I will basically say to all of you guys that we are going to see the SOW process. We are going to see the CWM process. Then basically we are going to see the template configuration. Yeah, we are also having template over here. Okay. Apart from that, we are going to see the approval configuration. Okay. Apart from that, we are also going to work with master data loads. Okay. After that, master data integration, transactional data integration, and Of course, scenarios, and last is reporting. Exactly. So most of you are saying, "Arey Manoj, these are very small looking things." Yes, because why? Because I have kept it small. I have kept it simple over here. But you will see when we will go into the detailed session, what it will do. It will add another layer of complexity. Exactly. So as a functional consultant, you have to keep all these things in your mind. कि, "अरे Manoj, so much things are coming into the picture." Of course, it is coming. So you have to keep these things in your mind over there. Then only what will happen, your understanding will be correct. Otherwise, your understanding won't be correct at all. Okay? So that is what we wanted to show to all of you guys in today's session. That is basically the field glass session, demo session over there. But remember, this particular thing, if you are basically from a procurement background, and if you are thinking over there that, okay, what's the next step? Chalo, we are doing the procurement, right? We have learned the procurement soft, let's say Ariba, we know about it. We are working in Ariba. What's the next step, Manoj? What's the next challenge? So the next challenge will be this thing. Now, why? Because as we said, this is basically nothing but your increasing your skill. Okay, that means apart from being a procurement consultant in Ariba side, you are not only knowing how to implement Ariba, how to support Ariba, but along with that, you're also working in Fieldglass. That means this kind of implementation and support is going to happen in a very huge manner. So there you can say that, okay, I am a Ariba consultant. Along with Ariba consulting, what is happening? I can also work in Fieldglass. I can integrate Ariba and Fieldglass over there. So I am not just a normal Ariba consultant. Exactly. So in this way, if you look at the requirement over there, majority of the clients, big clients, not clients, majority of the big organization, like big four organization like KPMG, Deloitte, ENY, PwC, they are, if you look at their requirement, when they are looking for a junior guy, they are only going to say Ariba consultant. But when they need a little bit senior, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years experience guys, so they are basically saying multi-skill. What multi-skill? Ariba, Fieldglass, these things. So here, always remember, if you want to learn something new with multiple skills over there, learn something on cloud, and we should be related with each other. You should not think about, acha, I will learn Ariba on cloud and I will also learn Hybris. Hybris is a totally different thing. Or let's say Conquer. This is also a cloud solution. I will learn that. That is without any linkage. But Ariba and Fieldglass, both of them are on cloud and both of them are linked very, very strongly. So if you're coming from the Ariba background or from procurement background, already working in Ariba, the next logical step is to work on Fieldglass. If you want to basically not face much issue, that is what we have to do over here, guys. Okay, exactly. Now if your guys are having any queries or question, you can go ahead and ask me those queries and questions, guys. Just raise your hand, we are going to take your queries right now. Yeah, I do understand over here, guys, that uh, this thing is basically different. Yes, Fieldglass is a little bit different if you look at it at a starting point. But hey, when you first heard about Ariba, ठीक है, maybe in 2015, in 2016, you were basically thinking, hey, Ariba is there, okay, let it be. We are having MM and SRM, we will work with that. But then the picture totally changed. From 2018 onwards, what is happening is like we had a clear understanding that clients are moving towards Ariba. Same thing over here. Fieldglass has become a sensation. Actually, Fieldglass was there in the market. From 2016 only, it was there in the market as a SAP product. There was implementation, but less implementation. But specifically from this year starting, the implementation are happening in a rapid phase, project after project. Exactly. So if you right now move in, try to learn this thing, what will happen? You will have the first mover advantage. Let's say, for example, if you have learned Ariba in 2014 or 15 over there, and if you have moved into Ariba, it would have been a first mover advantage. Same thing here also in Fieldglass Exist. Huh. People will start coming in from next year onwards when they will see all this implementation is happening over there, it is getting advertisement over there, then they will come to know about it. Exactly. That's the thing. But if you go and have a talk with your clients, you will understand that Fieldglass is being implemented at a much, uh, what you can say, much larger rate over here in from 2021. Okay. So guys, if you're having any queries, you can basically ask me those queries. Else, we can basically conclude our session for today. That's a very good question. That do you need Ariba over here? Is it necessary that you need Ariba? See, it is not necessary. See, what will I tell you over there? Uh, see, when you are basically a little bit far from your office, okay, like 10 kilometers far or 15 kilometers far. So, if I ask all of you guys, are you having your own bike and you can drive? If you say yes, if you say no, will it affect you too much? No, but it's an advantage. Why? Because if you're having a bike with yourself, what you can do is like you can go out a little bit late, but reach a bit early. Why? Because you're having your own bike. But if you're not having your bike, you have to rely on the public transportation or the transportation which is provided by the organization. Exactly. So time wastage will be there. That's the thing. Same thing over here. That if you know about Ariba, of course, this is going to be a very good addition in your CV. But remember, there are certain consultants who are only Fieldglass specific. That means they are from the Fieldglass background. For them also, it is there. They can also work in the project over there. But my saying is just Fieldglass consultant, yes, you can learn over here, Fieldglass consulting and all those things. But if you're from the Ariba background, what will happen is like, just like in Hindi, we will say, Sone pe suhaga. Exactly. So what's a biryani without a chicken? Exactly. So it's a combination of chicken biryani over there. So if you're knowing Ariba along with Fieldglass and you know how to integrate them, so you're not working just as a Ariba consultant or as a Fieldglass consultant, but as a integration consultant who have good knowledge in Ariba as well as Fieldglass. Acha, can we implement S4 HANA procurement and Fieldglass without Ariba? That can also be done. That can also be done. But remember, you have to ask your client. Once you ask your client, if they are having Ariba, they will always integrate Ariba with ERP. But yes, Fieldglass and ERP integration can happen, or S4 HANA integration can also happen over there. Exactly. So any other queries, guys, you can go ahead and ask me. Okay. So I think there is no other queries. So let me just say over here, guys, we will also basically share to all of you guys the G Drive along with the session. Okay, so these sessions are like a 40-hour session over there. And along with that, we will also share with all of you guys a G Drive. Within the G Drive, what will there? The recordings, the documentations, the uh, notepads, which we'll basically use, and other information will be there. And remember, those G Drive access will be there for your whole lifetime. Okay, along with our sessions. Okay, so let's conclude our session, demo session for Fieldglass over here, guys. And once again, thanks Nikita for conducting this session, and thanks all of you guys for participating in our session. Let's conclude our session for today. Yeah, thank you guys.